So number one is to have an attitude that celebrates the small wins that might actually be the big win that we need. So keeping that optimism alive and finding the right narrative in order to convince everyone that net zero has value proposition for everyone. It's relevant for everyone. It doesn't matter whether you're a politician or you're from private sector, both large and small, medium scale enterprises. You need to find the narrative that resonates to people so that net zero becomes everybody's agenda. Once you have that, what is necessary is actually to convene collective actions and actually agreed on a shared goals that gets people excited. How do you make net zero an exciting thing so that people identify how they can contribute towards the goal and actually work together without anybody feels they're being pressured, but rather see this as an opportunity to actually have a better world, have a better future. I think it's not only real. I think the question should not be like whether it's realistic or not, but it is a necessary target that we should have in order for us to give a sense of urgency. And with regards to the science that back up the necessity for us to have 2050 as a target, it is clear. The science behind it is clear. So it's not a matter of like whether it's realistic or not. It's a necessary target to have so that every single action that's being taken by stakeholders needs to have that as a goalpost. So in particular, when we're talking about producing regions such as Southeast Asia, including Indonesia, our biggest sort of needs right now is on two things. First, a shift of energy, and the second one is a way so that we can actually have a business case for conserving forest and peat, restoring forest and peat, and sequestering carbon from agriculture context. And in order to actually package that in a package that makes sense, we have this approach called jurisdictional approach. So you work on one jurisdiction at a time where actually energy shift becomes the part of the future that you're trying to build. You have these jurisdictions where you avoid cutting down more forest by actually inventing business model where you can generate revenue out of forest conservation. On top of it, you build a value-added industry that preferably are run by the community themselves that also looks at natural resources as something that you can manage on an optimum level, and you can actually innovate technology that is going to be part of the future scenario. The energy part will be actually a center of providing the necessary infrastructure so that the community-based industry potentially in the intermediate level can happen. So it's one package, we call it jurisdictional portfolio of investment, and this is something that the developing world needs to have a more solid pipeline on, so that at the end of the day, a lot of the climate financing that's out there, that's finding the right type of pipeline project, doesn't only stick to project by project, but actually looks at it as an opportunity to do a more holistic approach and work one jurisdiction at a time. Yes, definitely. It's an opportunity in a way to build a new type of scenario. You don't look at it as an extractive economy, and you don't also look at it as an economy that's controlled by oligarch and large-scale corporation. You look at this as an opportunity to actually build more job creation, more entrepreneurial opportunities for micro, small, medium-scale enterprises that are there to actually innovate more and uses maybe even tradition and local knowledge and local wisdom, and look at biodiversity that's out there and look at that as an opportunity not to overexploit it, but to have a good value-added sustainable product that is accessible for consumers.